People ask me all the time, do I miss playing? And I do miss playing, and then sometimes I don't. And it's funny watching how people are during the tournaments. How a tournament, I should say, makes people. So there's a big difference between rec and tournament, and I want to say another level too. I think that there's a big difference between rec play, then tournament play, then high level, something like the PPA tournament play, because that's a whole nother world in itself. So, and the whole junior movement is definitely in play. It's definitely happening. You see a lot of new faces, a lot of players. The draws are filling up, and it's getting competitive. So I'm very happy to see that in the pickleball evolution that we're going through right now. And again, like, I can't stress it enough, when the lights are on, how do you react? That's really when it really counts. And that's when, people say, oh, I'm a 4-0, and I'm a 4-2-5, and I'm a 5. And you know what? Maybe around your neighborhood, maybe at your club, that's what you are. But when you go to one of these national tournaments, you're going to see what a real 4-0 is, and a real 4-5 is, and a real 5-0, what they are, and so on and so on. On the other side, you have some players, that go out there, maybe a little macho, a little ego, and they're really concerned about getting that, that status that a 5.0 and above gives you. But I can tell you this much: a 5.0 world and above is a lonely world. It's a lonely, lonely world where you have to constantly be finding other 5.0s and above. And that's another story in itself, because that's very difficult. But my advice to a lot of up-and-coming players, when they're choosing what divisions to play in, is to learn how to win in some of the lower divisions. If you really think you're a 5-0, then let me see you win in 4.5. Like, let me see you win a bunch. One of the things that I tried not to do when I came up was push it too fast and try to just automatically get to pro. And, because I was an ex-tennis player and I thought that I needed to be there. And I almost sped it up a little too much, but I was smart. I feel I was smart. I started playing 4-5s. And once I started winning 4-5s, that's when I moved up to playing 5-0s. And once I started winning 5-0s, that's when I went up to starting playing pro. And I thought that was a good progression. But I see a lot of guys out there, trying their hearts out, and everybody wants to do well, and everybody wants to play up. But you got to learn how to play a lot of points. You have to be in the draws long. You have to learn the intangibles, the different things that happen in a tournament. The 9-9 let cord that happens, is it going to be in your favor or is it in their opponent's favor? And that all matters with experience. So I think the point I'm trying to make is to try to play more matches. I'm not sure if playing and going 2 and out is very beneficial. Now, I'm not saying that couldn't have been a fluke. Maybe you just had a bad day and you went 2 and out. But I'll tell you this much: if you play another tournament and you go 2 and out, then you're not playing in the right division. That's just it. It's a little bit different from juniors in tennis, because the main game in pickleball is still doubles. And watching the juniors play doubles, is fun, and it's educational. And I am still learning things, and I learn from them because they just try different things that we as adults won't pull. Now, not all the shots are recommended, or the time that they pull them are recommended, but I really applaud the youth for coming out and playing, and sooner or later they're going to be showing everybody how it's done. I mean, you can see it as it is. The top 6 players are under 24 years old. So that's just telling you where the game is going. And again, just to repeat myself, I really think that the next breakout player is definitely coming from the juniors. So watching the juniors play pickleball is a little less stressful than watching the juniors playing tennis. And I think a lot of it is just because of the dynamics of singles and doubles. I just think that doesn't necessarily leave you out there on a lurch. You're never by yourself. You always have your partner, and that's one of the fun things about pickleball. Watching my daughter play singles as a junior, I know it was stressful for her, and it was stressful for me too, and a lot of other parents. So I have advice for parents who have juniors that are playing doubles right now. My advice to you parents are to make sure that your kids are having a good time. Make sure that this is fun for them. Don't turn this. I've seen some bad experiences in tennis, and I don't ever want to harp on anything negative, but I would just hate to see that kind of negativity, or the kind of negativity that I've seen before, come into the sport of pickleball. I see a lot of camaraderie. I see a lot of fair play. I see a lot of bad calls. It's funny. The bad calls, they go both ways. I see the kids, taking points and giving points, all in the same match. So I try not to get too wrapped up or annoyed by any of that stuff. But again, like the parents, like your job is to make sure that they get there, that they have a good time, that they're well nourished, and that all is good. They need to be relaxed. Pickleball is very stressful, and you're putting a bunch of people in a small space together, and now they have to figure out a puzzle in real time, and that's the fun part of pickleball. So sometimes we have to let them have a good time, let them figure it out, right? Let them come up with their plans, and you'll see, and it's really cool to see. I watched the juniors play today, and it was really fun to watch them try to figure stuff out, and then watch them sometimes just kind of fall into kind of like these robotic trances, and I think sometimes that's the fault of watching pickleball on TV. They watch or TV and YouTube. A lot of the juniors I've noticed, because every junior now has a two-handed backhand, they get into these two-handed roll dink marathons where they're just going cross-court, 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 cross-court. Yet no one stands up and pokes the ball out of the air. So it's like a battle of attrition. Who's going to miss the roll dink? And I listen, I love the new roll dink. It's amazing. It's just added a whole new dynamic to the game. I know Dane Gingrich has been talking about how the game has evolved and how aggressive everyone is, and how every shot in the pros is an offensive shot. There's not even a reset is a reset anymore. It's an offensive reset that's going to get you another aggressive shot, which it's great for the sport. And I think the kids, and a lot of them still have to learn that part, where they need to be able to roll that, scoot up, kind of like the big guys are doing. Ben does it well. Hayden does it exceptionally well. Where they roll the ball over hard to the right, come over big in the middle, and crush anything that comes over, flick, crush, whatever, you name it. So I think they have some room to grow there, and I'm hoping that I see that kind of close up. I don't know. I could be wrong. Maybe it'll turn into these crazy battles. But so far, that's what I see right now. And what else? Be humble. Be humble and have a good time, man.